stuff. Oh, let's get inside here. It's not safe. Nowhere is safe. This cockpit is safe. Sit down. Relax for a minute. Whew. Alright, guys. We've delved a little bit deeper into crash landing. Now again, you have to keep in mind that crash landing does not actually have an ending to it. And it doesn't end as you might expect it to. It just keeps going forever and ever and ever and ever. Well, that's not how I want to say it. It doesn't ever end. There's no point where you're like, do this, and then it says, congratulations, you've done it. You know, it doesn't ever say that. You're basically stuck on this planet. You're never leaving. They never put an ending to it. They never put you know, get these materials together, and I think I can build a radio so that we can get help, or we need to build a ship, and we need to gather this much fuel, and we need to gather this and that, and you know, we need some pyrothium, we need some water, and you got to put this stuff together, and blah 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 blah. It doesn't do any of that. It doesn't do it. So, and it is an older mod pack, one of the first HQM mod packs. I am not poo-pooing this mod pack at all. There is 2 more chapters here. There's Technological Revolution and Chapter 5, Creating Life, and that's the end of it. There's just these 5 chapters. This is one of the first one ever made. It's actually one of my favorite. Honestly, you can see its age. I'm not gonna color code, or I'm not gonna glaze over this and make it sound like this is the best thing ever. You can see the age of this mod pack. You can see on how it progresses and things like that. But the things it did, some of them have never been replicated. Not really. Nobody's ever recoded the ruins system so that it puts in these random abandoned cities across the wasteland that you have to go to. Nobody's ever put you in a position like what this is in. Nobody's ever done that. And because of that fact, like, this is, to me, one of the best mod packs of all time. It's one of those things where you look back and you're like, okay, maybe it's not as good as some of the ones today, but for the time and for all time, this is going to be one of the first ones that did a lot of things. Alright, so like Blightfall, people call Blightfall like really great. It has an ending, you know, there's a progression. You have to go out and explore to get certain things. Well, you don't have to, but it makes it easier. I don't know if you ever have to leave. I mean, I guess to do all the quests you do, they want you to go to all the domes and go to all the Silverwood Tree locations, but I'm going to wax lyrical here for a little bit. Hope you don't mind, because I'm going to talk about this mod pack, and I want to. It's one of the greats. It's always going to be one of the greats. There's nothing that's going to make it not be, in my not so humble opinion. Nothing will make this not one of the great mod packs for Minecraft. And while there was a mod pack made that was supposed to be like a sequel to it, I'll be honest with you, that mod pack was better in its earlier versions than it is in its quote-unquote final version that we have now. It's better in the earlier versions. I'm gonna totally run out of water sitting here talking to you guys. We can burn these oak saplings. We can burn like half of these. We can burn like half of those. I got 11 birch leaves that I can burn up. I'm okay for the second. It's not that big a deal. I won't die. But, yeah, so it's just really good. I don't even... I'm considering Alright, so Crash Landing never had a sequel. To me, it never had an ending. It feels... It's complete, it's done, it works, everything in it works. Amazingly well, to the point of I don't even understand how some of this stuff happens. I don't know enough to be able to go, oh, this is how you... This is where you go and this is what you change in order to make your own special ruins show up in the game. Like, sorry, I was just making sure my door was closed so that monsters wouldn't walk in here accidentally. Like, how do you make this... How do you code this so that you can make these ruins? How do you build that? How do you come up with a design for it? What, like, if I decide this is what I want the ruins to look like, how do I even put that into a fashion that Minecraft can understand? You know, what do you have to do? How do you build these ruins? How do you change it all? I've looked at a few things. I know I can make a super flat world made out of sand. I could even make it out of dust if I mess around with item numbers a little bit, which doesn't look too hard. But how do I make it? How do I make it spawn all these little hills? Because I can do it with a super flat world. I can't do it with normal terrain generation. Like, I can't make it spawn normal generation, but make everything in it be sand. I can't do that. There's so many things I want to know about how to do, and if I did know, would really push me towards trying to make something like this, like Crash Landing, a sequel, an homage, I guess is what I want to call it. I don't want to call it a sequel. I wouldn't want to call this a sequel. I would say it's an homage to this mod pack. One of the first great, best mod packs. One that I haven't seen surpassed or even reached for really since Blightfall, or until Blightfall. Blightfall feels close to this. The difference is that Blightfall is a pre-constructed map, and I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe you can generate just a world in Crash Landing. That may be wrong. That may be 100% wrong. No, yeah, you can generate a world in Crash Landing, and I believe it is different each time, and it may not be. It may be exactly the same every single time. I don't know. Maybe that's how they did it. They just created the world and actually took the time to go out and build these cities, ruins, and things like that, and build all these things, and just save the map, and then use that map for the Crash Landing game. But I find it unlikely, just because of when you go to the cities, they are near replicas. Like, every building is basically the same as another one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's all handcrafted. But having been down into one of the graveyards, I don't think so. That place is huge. And some of the stuff you got to do later to get reactors, you have to go out to the city to get stuff to build reactors. And let me tell you, you don't want to do it. You don't want to go where you have to go to get those reactors. You really, really don't. It's not a happy place. It's not a fun place at all. Like, so in salvage operation, we gotta do this to get reactors, and then I think we gotta go back out to get this stuff, whatever this is. I don't even remember what this is. I haven't seen anybody play through this since before it was finished. So I don't think I've ever seen anybody do a full playthrough of this on YouTube, wherein it was a finished product, which at this point it is. It has been for some time, but nobody's gone back to do it. And you actually have to go and get the reactor controller and these parts that you cannot fabricate with the technology we have. So you can't build them from scratch. The broken controllers you can find in the cities can be repaired out of available resources. Of course, first you have to find one. They seem to be somewhat rare, and a lot of them have suffered reactor meltdowns. Still, they do exist if you're willing to explore far enough. And they do exist, but oh my 4/7s. It's an ordeal. It is an ordeal. I mean, doing that, there's a bit of randomness to it, which I appreciate to give you some replayability, but also I don't appreciate... Oh my gosh, monsters, guess what? Oh, I can't shut off just the... Alright, we'll just turn it down some. There, it'll be really quiet. I'm going to ramble on here. This is going to be a long episode. I'm sorry, but it's going to be. I hope this is interesting. If not, you know, hit stop, be done with the video. This is going to be the rest of the video. Me talking about this mod pack and mod pack design. I don't know why, but I came back here and it just hit me that I wanted to talk about this. It's something that I feel strongly about. It's something I'm interested in, and it's something that I want to try to do. I don't see enough mod packs come out that are like Blightfall, that are like Crash Landing, that are like Regrowth. There's been a lot that are island survival. That's fine. Or, you know, Sky Island. Those are fine. I do like those in a lot of ways. A Sky Island survival pack or survival map is interesting in its own way. There's some that just don't exist anymore that I really lament. Sky Temple 2? Is it Sky Temple 2? That one was really good, and I don't think you can get it any longer. I don't think it's... You're going to have to really hunt to find a copy of it. It was a very special kind of Sky Island, in my opinion. It was a very interesting kind. I don't know if you guys maybe have played it. You start off on a little island. Real close to you, there's an island with a like a blocked-in box that you could use as a mob spawner if you wanted to, if you were crazy and wanted to die. In one direction, there was an island. In a different direction from the mobs. Behind that, I think, was a cobblestone generator. In another direction, there is an island that has like a portal to the Nether and a portal to the end. And then in another direction, there's a little bitty island, a little 3x3 island with fences around it, made of mycelium, or sitting on mycelium with one mushroom in the middle. Is this making any sense to anybody? You might have... I'm pretty sure it's Sky Temple 2. Something 2. Sky Den. Sky Den 2. That's it. Sky Den 2. I really, really liked that Sky Island. It was very interesting. It had custom NPCs. You did quests for the NPCs. It didn't have an HQM, but you went to the NPCs and they were like, hey, bring me this. And then you brought that to them and they would give you gold. And you could churn stuff in to get gold nuggets, and then you use the gold nuggets to buy items from other merchants. It was really interesting. It was about getting a little bit of automation going, getting your own mob spawner going, you know, things like that. It was actually really good. I really liked it. I think it had Thaumcraft in it. It had a bunch of stuff in it. But keep in mind that everywhere you went, it was a Sky Island. If you went to the Nether, it was a Sky Island. I don't know about the end. I don't know if I ever went to the end. I don't remember. But Sky Den 2, that was an interesting one. Agrarian Skies was like the one that kind of kicked everything off. Here's an island. Looks like it's made of grass. It's not. It's made of stuff that you can't really use anything for except building blocks, I guess. And one piece of dirt. Now, start punching a sieve. Start collecting saplings, the whole ex nihilo thing. I really dug into that, and that's fine. Ex nihilo is fine. I like it. I like the idea of it. I would like to see something. There's an ex nihilo 2 coming, and I don't know about it enough yet. I'm reading the notes, and maybe this is just me being afraid and making me slightly cynical, but reading the notes for the new ex nihilo 2, which is the Civ, and you know, things like that. Reading those notes, it looks like it's just become even more complicated, and I guess there's a lot of people that want that. I don't know any of those people that want it just overly complicated. And I think that's kind of a downfall of what Minecraft mods and mod packs have become, is overly complicated. Regrowth, I think, is one that really hits the sweet spot on, okay, yes, this is difficult. You're going to have to grind a little bit. But once you've done it, here's a seed that you can plant in the ground that will make it so you don't have to do that particular bit ever again. That's amazing. Like, that is good design. That is what it's supposed to be. Little goals that you reach. You get this sense of reward, you get this sense of relief. Oh gosh, I don't have to do that again. And then you look at the next thing and it's like, okay, I have to do something like that again. I have to grind out these materials, but I don't have to grind out as much. Like, it's something different. I've made progress, and I can see it. It's growing right there in the ground. That is, you know what? I know I look like Steve, but I'm going to sit here and talk to you anyway. That is great and wonderful, and the way it should be done, in my opinion. You should reach a point where once you've ground out, or you did a bunch of grinding to get, say, a diamond, to get diamonds, you are able to, either using the diamonds or just having done it, it rewards you with what you need to do it. You no longer have to grind as hard, either one, as hard, or two, at all, for these diamonds. Like, that's a reward system. But then, take me to the next step. What's the next thing? Oh, I need emeralds? Well, for emeralds, I need diamonds, but I need to go grind out this other stuff. I need to get this other stuff. Give me this pyramid where I start at this bottom point. Not a pyramid, a diamond. It needs to be a diamond shape. And like an actual, like a playing card diamond shape. And so you start at the bottom point where there's only like one resource. But then as you collect that resource and you do things, it spreads out and spreads out and spreads out, and you have tons and tons of different resources that you have access to. And then start narrowing it back in towards the middle again, to that last thing, to that reward, to the end of the map, the end of the game. What is that end? Don't make that end me having to grind. Alright, don't do the Blightfall end. Don't do that. Oh, Blightfall's great. It's wonderful. It's full of story and atmosphere and everything like that. But the whole experience, to me, is tainted by the fact that I had to go around that world for, I don't even remember how many days. My memory has blocked it out. Just days upon days upon days of me dropping down the Totem of Dawn with the teleporter thing, teleporting it to where I was, measuring out the distances I needed to go. Okay, here's where the blight starts. I need to go, whatever it was, 127 or 126, whatever it was, blocks into the blight. Make sure it's this far from the edge of the map, and do that. I don't ever want to have to do that again, because it took, I don't even remember, I couldn't tell you. I lost count on how many of those little obsidian things that I had to make from in Thumbcraft so I could teleport it, doing an infusion altar ritual. Oh my god, just over and over. How much essences, you know, essentia I had to get to make it function. Just all the stuff I had to do to get it done, and it was tremendously boring. And then when I got done, when I thought I was done, I would have missed, like, I missed a line. You know, a 256 block long line of tainted land that didn't get cleaned because I put it down 2 blocks too far to the right or something. No, don't do that. You know, make a... I don't know how you do it. Command blocks, maybe. Make it so it cleanses the world, gets rid of all the taint. That would be great. That would be wonderful. Like, some way. There has to be a way to make that less just utterly brutal than it was. You had to do the ocean. You had to do everything. But anyway, I'm complaining again about Blightfall. And it sounds like I hate Blightfall, and I don't. I would play it again. I will not finish it again. I will not go all the way through and cleanse the world. I won't do it. I won't. Unless something has changed in the mod pack. I haven't played it. I haven't looked at patch notes or anything like that. Unless something has changed in the mod packs, I won't do that again. I won't finish Crimson Skies. Was that what it was? Yeah, Crimson Skies. I won't even play Crimson Skies 2. I'm not gonna. I did some beta testing for Crimson Skies 2 before it came out. Because I liked Crimson Skies up to a point. Up till it reached the point where it was like, now go kill bosses. Because I'm not a big fan of Minecraft combat. It's not great. And I've said that 100 times. Now go kill bosses. Then I was kind of like, okay, I guess. Not really, no. And I stopped. I beta tested Crimson Skies 2. And Crimson Skies 1, the beginning of it was great. The progression was great. The things it did were... Why am I starving? I didn't think I got hungry if I was sitting in the chair. Oh well. I don't know if I'll be back here even. So we're gonna eat some garden soup. Eat this stuff up. Well, that's good food. Alright, I don't know. I guess. There we go. I don't know if there is... The beginning of Crimson Skies is great. It walks you through all these mods, and you do all these things, and you get all this stuff, and it feels like a very good progression. And then you get to a point, and then it's like, go kill monsters, go kill the bosses, go to the forest and kill them, kill these crazy Rune World monsters, I think. Go to that desert dimension that nobody really uses because it's not real great. Go do all that stuff and kill the bosses and stuff. And it's kind of why I quit Crimson Skies, is because I kind of reached that point and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to kill the monsters anymore. I don't want to play that. So I didn't. And I quit. And I hope I didn't make you very angry. I hope I didn't make people angry because of that. But if I did, well, sorry. But that's how I wanted to play. I didn't want to... There, melt those. Melt those down. Give me... Oh, I gotta refill this. This is weird. I'm just kind of chatting. I'm chatting at you guys, not really with you guys, I guess. Trying to chat with you guys. Talk about something. Did I just get another ink sac? Yeah, we got squids getting exploded out of that. Man, I think that thing's great. That is the coolest thing, honestly. This guy from Pneumaticraft. Oh, I would include Pneumaticraft in a mod pack just so I could make that part of the mod pack. Like, oh, you're gonna need black dye. Here's how you get it. These things. so you could blow a squid out of the... I love it. Pardon me. I tickled myself too much, and I choked. There's so many, like, things that I have an idea for of what I want to do. Like what I just talked about. That I would want to put a bunch of different mod packs together in order to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. But what's kind of the point of doing that if alright. What's the point of doing that if I don't know how to do it, I guess. So I'm trying to figure out how some of this stuff gets done. How is this done? I need to see if I can get in touch with the mod pack creator of this pack. And if they are willing, not to give me a tutorial, but just to answer a few questions about how some of this was accomplished. Or if any of you guys know, man, tell me. We'll talk about it. Might even talk about it on channel. Record it, Skype it or something, and talk about it on channel as ideas. I don't know. There's so many people though. Alright, I kind of got off topic. I kind of distracted myself, but what I was trying to say is that Crimson Skies 2, Crimson Skies 1 started out great. It was a great mod pack, I think. It had great progression and everything else. And then Crimson Skies 2, and like I said, I beta tested it. It turned into, how can I make this as horrendously grindy as possible? Like, it doesn't rain for 7 days when you start that mod pack. Now, maybe that's been patched and changed. I haven't played it since the beta test finished. But when we first started, it was like, it doesn't rain for 7 days. And I tried to say something about it, and they're like, he's like, don't worry about it, that's what I want. I'm like, really? Because the only thing you can do for those 7 days is trees. That's it. That was the only thing that you could do for 7 days in that mod pack was trees. Like, for real? 7 days? All I can do is trees? 7 Minecraft days. I have to sit there and do nothing but chop trees. I can't build anything. I have no access to it. I don't have access to stone. I don't have access to anything until it finally rains. And then I can get clay, and I can start doing some, I can make a crucible, and I can get lava, and I can make a lava generator, or a cobblestone generator, and all that stuff. You have to wait 7 days. And I was just like, that's a little much. I get the idea. I understand. Give them 2-3 days to get some wood stacked up, maybe sort out a little bit of food situation, or make it so that the food situation becomes dire because of the lack of everything else. But really, 7 Minecraft days. Okay, so that's 84 minutes. The first hour and a half of gameplay is you punching trees. And what's the part that nobody likes to do at the beginning of Minecraft? They're like, oh god, I'll go punch some trees again. Like, that's terrible. No offense, there's a lot of work that went into that mod pack. But oh my gosh, no. None of that. None of that needs to be a thing that happens. It's so ridiculous. It's borderline unreasonable. Like, this is what you think people want to play? And maybe they do. But I can tell you right now, Crimson Skies 2, I haven't seen a Let's Play of it. Last time I looked, it only had, it had over 1,000 downloads. Crimson Skies 1 had 10,000. 10,000 plus. Crimson Skies 2, not so much. Now, I don't know if that's just because the word wasn't getting out, or more likely people tried it and they were like, I really don't want to grind my way through this. Because it was super, super, super grindy. And not fun. But I don't know. Gosh, guys. Oh my gosh, it's been an hour and a half. Okay, well, I'll probably break this rant part off, and I'll make that a second episode. Or a separate episode, so that you guys can decide if you want to... Wait, what? Do I have 2 of these? Why does it only say 1,400? That looks like way more than 1,400 fuel. Is it constantly burning fuel? That says 2,400. That says 1,400. Oh. Okay, give me that back. Alright, I guess I can't get that back. Like, what? Will this fix it? Let's see. No, still says 1,400. Did I put a second tank on here? No, I didn't. Now it's 3,400 and this says 14. I don't know. I don't know. 1.6.4 Tinker's Construct. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Oh, let's just get inside. Alright. Well, I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I'll make this a second episode. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye!